Do you know what's worth fighting for when it's not worth dying for? Does it take your breath away and you feel yourself?
This is the Cynical Revolution. Thank you for listening. Got an interesting show today, I hope. The guest number, if you want to call in, we can talk. I'm on here, and the number is 1-949-209-2964. Again, that's 1-949-209-2964. So call if you're listening live. If you're on YouTube listening to the show after I've posted it, please subscribe to the channel, like the show, dislike the show, tell me what you think. Today I want to kind of finish up on what I was talking about when I was talking about guns and the overall problem I think it presents, and maybe some possible solutions, mainly talking about solutions. Also, we have a representative from Georgia saying that driver's license should be getting rid of. Hopefully we'll touch on that. And maybe we'll touch on Fred Thompson. It just depends on how much time we have. And we'll go from there. All right. If you remember what we were talking about, if you've listened to the last show, I finished up talking about gun control. I mentioned NRA, and I talked about what that organization was about. I mean, you can look it up. It's a collection of gun sellers. They make money off selling guns, right? And it's just a collection of gun sellers. And they fight any legislation that would do anything to limit any kind of gun, quote-unquote, right. And I mean, that's basically what they're about. I think we did talk about Stephen Moore and Bill Maher talking about this issue. I think we did. I'm not exactly sure. I can't remember. Also, we have chat open. If you're on the Blog Talk Radio show listening live, go to the chat room. There's nobody on it right now, but cool to talk to you. Give me suggestions about what to talk about. Give an input. That'd be nice. We talked about this gun culture, and we do have a gun culture. I do want to play two videos that I don't think I was able to play, or not videos, but audio clips that I wasn't able to play last show, I don't think. So I'm just going to play them, I think probably right in a row. See how this goes.
Let's do it. RPGs for everybody. But luckily, if you give it to all the students, not only in college, but in high school and elementary school, hey, everybody will be packing RPGs. It'll be a much safer world. You're a maniac. People who don't believe in any gun control are dangerous, and we need to get them under control. Look, this country is totally out of control.
All right. I don't think that was working right, so never mind. We'll move on. I'll fix that later. I don't have anybody helping me do this, so I'm just kind of all alone. I do want to talk about the gun legislation. I talked about the NRA and its lobbying power and how they bought our congressmen and women and senators and our president. And now we can't really expect any kind of major legislation gains in that department. Rachel Maddow worked really hard a week or so ago, kind of blasting this line of argumentation that I'm putting forth. She called it Beltway wisdom. If you're familiar with Rachel Maddow, any anytime there's any argument that she sees as mainstream or common wisdom or that she doesn't like, she calls it Beltway wisdom or the Beltway media or whatever. And I like Rachel. But, I mean, that's a word she likes to use a lot. What the argument she made in her show was she pointed out the cop killer bullets. They were bullets designed. Their main purpose was to kill cops. It was supposed to go through armor or something. That was banned under Reagan administration. And plastic guns in the same time period, they were basically designed where they wouldn't go off the metal detectors because they're plastic. So you could sink them on the airplanes or whatever. They also were voted down with like 4 people voting for it, and one of them being Dick Cheney. And speaking of Dick Cheney has come out and said that, perhaps it's not a good idea to have those 30-round clips. If you're familiar really with the Arizona shooting, is what happened is this Jared Loughner shooter had 33-round clip, I think. And instead of the standard 10, and those are legal, the 33-round clips. And so he was able to fire more before he had to reload, and he was stopped when he had to reload. Lawrence O'Donnell had a classic quote on this. He says, "I blame the shooter for the first 10 rounds. I blame the law for the next 20. Back to Rachel Maddow, I think, her activism certainly be admired, but I don't think unless we've changed the system, unless we've changed the incentive system, the system where Congress and the Senate vote in ways that best serve their monetary interests, the people who are donating to them. I don't think unless change that part of the system that we can really expect major gun legislation passed with the NRA still in charge. And, one could make the argument maybe that's not a terrible thing. While I've said I don't think people should own guns, I think the gun culture is terrible. I don't like guns. I'm still iffy on whether they should be banned. I mean, even from a policy standpoint, there should be obviously more regulations than there is. But I don't think I would even go as far as saying they should be banned. I think we need to change our culture. Also, we need to change our system, but we need to change our culture in a way that discourages gun usage and ownage. Since the Arizona shooting, gun sales have actually went up. Like in almost every shooting, Virginia Tech shooting, the Columbine shooting, gun sales went up directly after. I mean, there's 2 real reasons for that. People are scared. And people are scared of being shot at, and they think that if they have a gun, they can shoot back. I've talked about this last episode, so I'm not going to go on it further. But also, people get scared after every shooting that guns are going to be banned. So the NRA kind of plays onto this fear. They say, oh, look, guns may be banned. You better buy now. And then they make enormous profits from this. It's all about money. They're fear-mongering for money. And for people that do think guns will somehow be banned or restricted, notice that Obama didn't address gun control in the State of the Union, nor is there really any real evidence that gun legislation will be passed. So, we touched about, guns being a not good solution to stopping robbery and violent crimes. That line of thinking is hilariously absurd. I mean, it's quite laughable. You think you have a gun, so you're going to be able to protect yourself